On this day in history, October 26th, 1341, the Byzantine Civil War of 1341 to 1347 formally begins with the proclamation of John VI Kantakouzenos as Byzantine Emperor. Included in the following is an excerpt from the 1944 edition of the Encyclopaedia Britannica going over the history of the emperor. John VI, or 5th, circa 1292 to 1383, surnamed Kantakouzenes, East Roman Emperor, was born at Constantinople, connected with the house of Palaeologus on his mother's side, on the accession of Andronicus III, 1328. He was entrusted with the supreme administration of affairs. On Andronicus's death in 1341, Kantakouzenes was left regent and guardian of his 9-year-old son, John Palaeologus. Being suspected by the empress and opposed by a powerful party at court, he rebelled and got himself crowned emperor at Didymatikos in Thrace, while John Palaeologus and his supporters maintained themselves at Constantinople. The civil war which ensued lasted 6 years, during which the rival parties called in the aid of the Serbians and Turks and engaged mercenaries of every description. It was only by the aid of the Turks, with whom he made a disgraceful bargain, that Kantakouzenes brought the war to a termination favorable to himself. In 1347 he entered Constantinople in triumph, and forced his opponents to an arrangement by which he became joint emperor with John Palaeologus, and sole administrator during the minority of his colleague. During this period, the empire, already broken up and reduced to the narrowest limits, was assailed on every side. There were wars with the Genoese, who had a colony at Galata, and had money transactions with the court, and with the Serbians, who were at that time establishing an extensive empire on the northwestern frontiers, and there was a hazardous alliance with the Turks, who made their first permanent settlement in Europe, at Kallipolis in Thrace, towards the end of the reign, 1354. Kantakouzenes was far too ready to invoke the aid of foreigners in his European quarrels, and as he had no money to pay them, this gave them a ready pretext for seizing upon a European town. Heavy taxation caused discontent, and a strong party had always favored John Palaeologus, who entered Constantinople at the end of 1354. Kantakouzenes retired to a monastery where he assumed the name Joseph Christodoulos and occupied himself in literary labors. He died in the Peloponnese and was buried at Misithra in Laconia. His history, in 4 books, deals with the years 1320 to 1356.